This is TWiT.
So Android Q.
Yes. We're currently on Pi. Q, which will be quince jam. We don't know. I mean, we can't think of what a dessert begins with Q.
What features do we die for?
There are rumors.
I was thinking the other day, Leo, we used to mark a new version of Chrome.
We don't say that anymore because we're up to 74.
Well, of course not. But we used to do that, right?
Yeah, we did.
And I think we're there with the damned.
I feel that way. Like Android's pretty much cooked.
It's pretty much done.
So here is an example article from Android Police. Google's considering replacing Android's back button with a gesture in Android Q.
That I'm not looking forward to. That I don't like.
Now, I thought they'd already done this. Don't you have gestures that go back in Android P?
You're thinking of the selecting all the previous things menu.
Yeah, well, and also I'm
Not
thinking
the
of my
back button.
Galaxy
The
S10
other
Plus, which has
the square button.
It's all gestures. So I take on my S10 Plus, I don't have any indicators at the bottom at all. If I swipe up from the middle, that's home. If I swipe up from the right, that's previous. And I love that close all button, even though it's not necessary. If I swipe up from the left, normally it's the previous thing I did. Since I haven't done anything previously, I just closed everything. It's nothing. But gestures are big on Android, and I think that this isn't surprising. So this is the video, Android Q.
You know, I still can't get the gesture that says what's open on your Android now. Right. I keep on messing that up every time. I can't get that one right.
Yeah, just what you just saw me do it on the. Now that's an S10 feature. You swipe up on the right. So you think of these three buttons as being below the screen, so they're kind of invisible. And the swipe, you can change this on the Samsung, but the swipe is, so you swipe up from the middle for home. So let me go to the wrong page. The swipe up from the middle is home.
Oh, that wasn't for home. It's the one where you find everything.
Yeah, I'm showing you all three of them. This one on the right is what you did previously, but I don't have any recently used apps. But I don't know if that's Android or Samsung.
No, you see, then I get, here's the problem, Leo.
That's non-standard. This is another thing I really love about the S10. You see that little chat head? Facebook pioneered these little pop-up notifications. Now with the S10, I can have every notification be a little pop-up, and I tap it to open it up, which is great, or I can throw it away by swiping it off the screen somewhere.
I'd rather have fewer notifications. I'm like,
well, that's what I do. So that's Lisa. See, I see a little picture of Lisa, so I know that that's a text message from Lisa, which is why, by the way, I'm not opening it. In case she's yelling at me or something.
She thanks you for that.
Okay, let me now see what she said. Actually, let me show you, because I also have one from the New York Times. So when I tapped Lisa's head, it opened, and so I can see there's also a news thing. I will tap that to open it, and then it opens as a window, and which I can make full screen, or I can shrink away, or I can close away. I think that's a really nice. That's a Samsung UI feature, but apparently that will also be in Q, or something similar to that will also be in Q. This is the just if you want to see the gesture. This is the version Q gesture. You see that? He just swiped up. He's swiping left, right. I don't know what he's doing now.
Nothing's happening.
It lets you swipe from the edge of the screen to go back, just as you would on an iPhone 10. iPhone kind of did pioneer this. They had it. So it's not enabled by default in the current version of Q. You have to use some ADB command. Okay, this is geeky. Some ADB commands to turn that on. That's something very XDA developers.
Whoa, what is that?
Command lines. ADB shell settings, put global prototype enabled 1. ADB shell settings, put global squick, blah, 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 blah.
I love how Stacy is wagging her own pot for the dog.
Wait, where do you do that? Where do you go to do that?
So ADB, which is the debugging interface, you plug your phone into Windows or a computer, and then you can run the ADB program, which you have to download separately, and then you can issue commands. That's how you also root it. You've probably done it, because if you've ever
I rooted my phone, but I wasn't like 100% sure what I was doing.
Yeah, that's the Android debugger.
Kevin was helping me because he's so nice.